Hello dear students, welcome to your own class Chemistry with Mind. Namaskar. Today we will study osmosis and osmotic pressure. So let us start. First we will study osmosis and after that we will start osmotic pressure. So first you should know what is the osmosis. For understanding the osmosis, first let me explain the diffusion. What is the diffusion? I will explain you with example. Suppose I am taking one beaker, correct? In this beaker I have taken concentrated solution of CaSO4, copper sulfate, which is blue in color. I am making more closure dots in order to show it as a concentrated solution. Correct? This is concentrated solution of copper sulfate CuSO4, which is blue in color, correct? Now what we are doing? Now we are adding water slowly along the wall of the beaker. Why along the wall? Because if we will add the water along this wall of the beaker, then it will not disturb the copper sulfate solution, and when it will not disturb the copper sulfate solution, then we can see two different layers quite visible. Suppose this is the water. Water is of course less concentrated than the copper sulfate solution. So this is I am making this line slightly far apart so that you can understand it is solvent or less concentrated copper sulfate solution. So this is water, or let us take less concentrated copper sulfate solution. Now what we will do? We will keep this beaker just like this for few days, and after few days when we will see this beaker, what we will observe? This solution in this beaker will become uniformly throughout blue in color. After few days, this beaker will become uniformly blue throughout the solution. See, here you can see this is concentrated solution and this is less concentrated copper sulfate solution, and you can see it quite visible as a two separate layer. After few days, you can see whole solution has become uniformly blue in color throughout the beaker. Uniform blue color. Throughout the beaker. Correct? Now what actually happened? This is because of the fact that the solute molecule means in copper sulfate there will be Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus. This will be the solute particles that will move into the solvent, and solvent particle will move into the copper sulfate solution, and this spontaneous mixing of solute particle and the solvent particle into each other and giving uniform solution, that is called diffusion. So what is the diffusion? Diffusion is the process of spontaneous mixing of solute particles and solvent particles to give uniform solution throughout. That is called diffusion. Now come to the osmosis. Now we will discuss osmosis. For osmosis also we will take one example. We will take one beaker, and this beaker we will make two compartments which will be separated by semi-permeable membrane. So this is semi-permeable membrane. One compartment is this, one compartment is this. Now in this compartment we will fill concentrated copper sulfate solution. And this side we will take water or less concentrated copper sulfate solution. So let us take water. Correct? This is concentrated copper sulfate solution, and this is water or less concentrated copper sulfate solution. First you should understand what is the meaning of semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable. It is permeable but only semi. Semi means half. So semi-permeable membrane is the membrane which can pass only the solvent molecule, not solute particles. That is called semi-permeable membrane. So when we will keep in one compartment concentrated copper sulfate solution and in one compartment water or less concentrated solution, then what we will observe? This side of the compartment means concentrated CuSO4 solution side, that will begin to rise and it will become like correct, and water or less concentrated solution will be like this. So why this happened? This is because of the fact, since this is the semi permeable membrane, so it can pass only the solvent molecule, but solvent molecule is more towards this side and solvent molecule is less towards this side. Since it can pass only the solvent molecule, so from this side also it will move to this side, and from this side also solvent molecule will move to this side. But since solvent molecule is more this side, so from this side there will be more movement of the solvent molecule, and this side also solvent molecule, but number of solvent molecule is less. So from this side to this side through semi permeable membrane there will be less movement. So there will be net flow of the solvent molecule from this side to this side. That's why this side level start to rise. That is the reason, and that is called osmosis. So what is the osmosis? Osmosis is the net spontaneous flow of solvent molecule from solvent to solution, or from less concentrated solution to the more concentrated solution through semi permeable membrane. That is called osmosis. So diffusion also I will write here. What is the definition of diffusion and osmosis? Diffusion is spontaneous mixing of solute particles and solvent particles to form uniform solution. That is called diffusion. And what is osmosis? Osmosis is also a spontaneous process because it is happening automatically. No driving force is needed. What is the spontaneous and non-spontaneous? Spontaneous process means the process which does not require any driving force, like rain, that does not require any driving force. Non-spontaneous process means which does not occur automatically, it means it requires driving force. Osmosis, this is spontaneous net flow of the solvent molecule from solvent to solution through semi permeable membrane or spontaneous net flow of solvent molecule from less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution. There is one important thing, through semi-permeable membrane. Through semi-permeable membrane. That is called osmosis. Correct? So now come to the osmotic pressure. What is osmotic pressure? Osmotic pressure is the equilibrium hydrostatic pressure. Why equilibrium? Because after that there is no flow of solvent molecule. That's why it is called equilibrium. Correct? Or no flow means there is no net flow. Equilibrium does not mean that reaction is stopped or process is stopped. Equilibrium means from both sides there are same speed of reaction. So it is considered as there is no reaction. But it does not mean that reaction is not happening. Reaction is happening, but from forward side and back side the rate of reaction is same. That's why it is called as equilibrium. Now it is equilibrium hydrostatic pressure, because it is the flow of the solvent, correct or not? Hydrostatic pressure on the column. Which column? Semi-permeable membrane, because it is flowing through the semi-permeable membrane. So it is equilibrium hydrostatic pressure on the column set up as a result of, how it is set up, how it is formed, as a result of osmosis. Set up as a result of osmosis. That is called osmotic pressure, or it is the minimum pressure which, when applied to the solution. Why solution? Because solvent is flowing to the solution only. That's why the equilibrium hydrostatic pressure is developing on the solution, correct? Applied to the solution, prevent the flow of solvent molecule. Why it will prevent the flow? Because equilibrium will be established. When equilibrium will be established, then there will be no net flow. See, there will be flow, but there will be no net flow, correct? So that is called osmotic pressure. Now we will see the equation of the osmotic pressure. See, osmotic pressure, that is represented by pi, and that is directly proportional to the concentration. Next thing, osmotic pressure is directly proportional to the temperature also, because more will be the concentration, there will be more flow of the solvent molecule towards the solution. Same thing is temperature. More will be temperature, there will be more flow of the solvent molecule towards the solution, means there will be more osmosis. So when we will combine it, then pi will be proportional to C into T. When we will remove this proportionality sign, it will be pi equal to R C T, and this R is called as solution constant. This solution constant has the value equal to the gas constant. So it is similar to the gas constant. Correct? Now what is concentration? As I told you in my previous class, concentration can be represented, we can write as a mole per liter. Mole per liter means NYV. C equal to N by V. So when we will put this value here, then it will be R N by V into T. So pi equal to N by V R T. Correct? Now we can go this side. So pi V equal to N R T. Okay. Now come to the next topic is isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic solution. First we will discuss isotonic solution. Isotonic solution. This is also called as isoosmotic solution. What is the meaning of this? Isotonic solution means if two solutions have same concentration at same temperature, then it is called as isotonic solution. Now there are two solutions A and B. This is also having concentration C. This is also having concentration C. This is also having temperature T. This is also having temperature T. Now you can see, as I told you, pi directly proportional to Ct. So in case of A and B, both are having same concentration and same temperature. It means the osmotic pressure also will be same. So isotonic solution means osmotic pressure of the two solutions also will be same. Since osmotic pressure is same, that's why it is called as isoosmotic solution. Now I will give you one example also. if we are taking 0.91% of pure NaCl solution, NaCl solution, this is pure NaCl solution, means there is no other salt, correct? It is isotonic with human RBC. RBC means red blood corpuscles, correct? What is the concentration of the RBC? The same concentration of the NaCl solution. Since both are having same concentration, it means both are having same osmotic pressure. It means when we will keep the RBC in the 0.9% of the NaCl solution, there will be no net flow of the solvent molecules, correct? Now, if we are taking NaCl solution lesser than 0.91%, then it is called hypotonic solution. Hypotonic with respect to RBC, correct? Then it is called hypotonic solution. And since it is less concentration and RBC is equal to 0.91, so it is less concentrated than human RBC. So when we will keep RBC into hypotonic solution, then what will happen? There will be flow of solvent molecule from less concentrated solution to highly or more concentrated solution. So the flow will be from this to human RBC. It means the RBC will swell up, and one condition may also come that it may burst also. Now come to, if NaCl solution having concentration greater than 0.91%, then it is called as hypertonic solution. This is also solution. See, these are the relative thing. Hypertonic means hypertonic with human RBC, correct? So when we will keep human RBC into this, now this is more than 0.91% and this is equal to 0.9%. So from less concentrated solution to what's more concentrated solution, and the RBC membrane that will behave as a semi-permeable membrane. So from here to here there will be flow of solvent molecule, then it will shrink, and that shrink is called plasmolysis. So in case of hypertonic solution there will be plasmolysis of human RBC. Okay. So if any doubt is there, please feel free to ask. You can write any time in the message box and I will try to give you the reply as soon as possible. And if you did not like this video, there is one option. Sure, you should click on dislike option also. And if you like this video, please like this and subscribe also, so that you can get the information about my next video automatically. Thank you very much.